on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. It is Friday, May 29th, 2020. And tonight, man, second week in a row. I don't believe I'm going to say this. Second week in a row, SmackDown was actually a decent show. And I said it last week. I'm going to say it again this week. I feel like there's enough substance on SmackDown within the last 2 weeks that WWE could really build a foundation around, and thus it made everything else feel important. This IC title tournament is actually making everything on SmackDown the last 2 weeks feel somewhat important. This IC title tournament the last 2 weeks is actually giving this show meaning. I don't know if you guys feel that same way, but imagine that. Imagine that. All these weeks we felt lost. All these weeks WWE has been giving us terrible SmackDowns. And it takes a tournament. It takes a tournament to finally round everything out. It's easy when you have a base and you can build around that base. That base has been this IC title championship tournament. It's easy to plug things in. When you have meaning in something, everything else kind of falls into place. What is WWE going to do after this tournament is over is the better question. That's what I would like to know. Are we going to go back to the shitty SmackDowns that we had of 2020 all year? Or is WWE actually going to give us, just like what we've seen the last 2 weeks, a show of substance? I don't know. Tonight, everybody's up in arms. Tonight, everybody is acting like a snowflake. Tonight, everybody is, oh my God, I don't believe that they did this. I don't believe that they did this to Jeff Hardy. Give me a break, people, please. I'm going to tell you what you tell me every single week. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. Okay? Stop complaining. You want shitty SmackDowns? You want WWE to give you the SmackDowns that we've gotten all year? Why don't you accept the fact that they actually gave us good shows? Now that they gave us good shows and a fucking unpredictable open to the show, now you want to fucking complain? Can't win with you fucking people. What are you complaining about? What are you complaining about? What is there to complain about on the open of this show? Unreal. Oh my God, they're using Jeff Hardy's demons against him. They're using it to gain a storyline. Okay, what would you like them to do with Jeff Hardy? Better question is, are you surprised that WWE took the low road? Jeff Hardy. The big thing about this show is Jeff Hardy was involved in a storyline where he was clearly set up as a drunk driver. Now, yes, it's tasteless. I get it. But we're going to go over every reason in the book as to A, why this works, B, he was framed, C, why not do it now? Because when he goes one-on-one with Bray Wyatt, it's inevitably going to come up again, so you might as well get it out of the fucking picture now. And C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, Humberto. He didn't even belong in the tournament. So what are you complaining about? It's not my fucking fault. WWE booked themselves into a corner with this tournament. How are you going to start out in the first round giving me Jeff and Sheamus? Nobody realized that, hey man, I think we fucked up here. So why are you complaining about something that they actually did good? Why are you complaining that they actually thought, yes, it was a low blow, thought, gave you some unpredictability, and made the show, wow, folks, they made the show have some meaning. Now listen, I'm not going to sit here and rub SmackDown's balls, but I got to give them credit where credit is due. The last 2 weeks have been actually enjoyable to watch. So let's just enjoy it. So that was the storyline there with Jeff Hardy. We're going to go over everything, including Braun Strowman's terrible acting during this scene on SmackDown. Elias was involved. He's out of the tournament. Jeff Hardy was out of the tournament. How did we get Daniel Bryan's opponent? People were asking me why AJ Styles didn't get a opponent in the semifinals. Because AJ's a heel. AJ takes the low road while the baby faces take the high road and wants the competition. People were even complaining about that. Man, oh man, do I gotta school you guys every week on what happens on this show? You should know better. The community should know better, but, I mean, good luck with that one. We got a moment of piss with Alexa Bliss and Lexa! Come on, Lexa, baby! Unreal. And then we got Sheamus and Daniel Bryan in the main event of the show. Obviously, Sheamus won the Battle Royal, and that was SmackDown in a nutshell. Oh, and by the way, Mandy and Otis had a nice little makeout session or two in their pool. So good for Otis. He's got the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he's getting some action on SmackDown. Who's better than Otis? So we'll go over all that right here on the show tonight, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on the SmackDown review here on Off the Script. If you guys missed my Off the Script episode 328, part number 1, go and check that out on the channel. It is live right now. Everybody was wondering and everybody was asking, JD, you're not going to go soft on us now, are you? Go and check out the video. Did I go soft? Of course I didn't go soft, man. I went as hard as I ever go. So, I gotta stick within the means, but I gave you the same energy, and I gave you the same fucking, I'm gonna shit all over this shit. I'm gonna give you the good, I'm gonna give you the bad, I'm not gonna bullshit you. You guys know what to expect when you come here, so it is all there. 2 hours of an off-the-script show that I think was great. Make sure you go and check it out. We talk about Matt Riddle, we talk about AJ Styles, we talk about SmackDown, why Vince McMahon finally gave us fans in the arena, and what took him so long, and why he doesn't want to make the show look indie. Yes, he doesn't want to make the show on Monday and Friday come off as an independent show. Why they added the plexiglass. I don't think Vince McMahon realizes that he's working out of a fucking gym. So we talk about that on Off the Script. Go and check that out. Link will be down in the description of this very video. Follow me on Twitter at JDfromNY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Go and check that out. Patreon.com/JDfromNY206 if you guys want to support the podcast via the Patreon page. I want to thank you guys first and foremost for coming out to the Twitch stream today, man. We just hit 100 subscribers on Twitch. We actually got it up to 112 paid subscribers on the Twitch channel, man. I'm loving streaming for you guys over there. I am quickly developing a great community. I notice everybody that comes in every single time I am live. I love you guys for it. We're building a nice community over there, man. So make sure if you guys are into the video game thing, of course, go and follow me on the Twitch stream. All the links you need will be down below. And we're going to aim for 150 subscribers coming up, man. So thank you for helping me hit that goal. Had a great time playing some good old Black Ops 4, beasting over there. Some real competitive games. So go and check that out if you're into the video game thing as well. And as always, the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. And if you enjoy the wrestling takes that you hear right here on the podcast, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Greatly helps out the channel. And I thank you guys for all of the support, especially this week with the you-know-who incident. So thank you guys so very much. All right, guys, let's start at the top. I was shocked. I was shocked to see SmackDown open in an unpredictable way. I was shocked to see SmackDown start the way that it did. I asked myself what's going on, and then I said, I started playing with my beard, and I'm like, this seems to be a very different and exciting way to start SmackDown. Is my buddy Bruce really writing this show? Is he helping? Is he a helping hand on this show? I don't know. Is it a low blow to Jeff Hardy? Yes, it might be Bruce Pritchard. We don't know. It might be his idea. I don't know. But I always said, you bring a dose of realism, you bring a dose of real life into the picture, things are going to start to feel and look and sound a little bit better. Now, Rebby and Matt Hardy might not have a keen liking to what they've seen here, but we will go over all of this in just a second. The show started off with Renee Young outside the WWE Performance Center. There was an ambulance visible and a car that was knocked into a curb or onto the curb right outside the Performance Center, and Elias was being aided to by paramedics. He was laying out on the concrete. And the car looked like it did not have one single scratch on it. So I'm sure that all they did was pop the hood and open the door and maybe throw a couple of envelopes about and make it look like it was a full-blown accident. They had a bottle of alcohol in the front seat of the car as well. So there didn't look to be any scratches on this particular vehicle. The police looked into the car. They saw a sheet of paper that said Jeff Hardy's name on it. Renee said that would suggest that the rental car belongs to Jeff Hardy. Kayla Braxton then interviewed eyewitness Braun Strowman. So clearly he did not run from the situation. He just stood there. And he said he just arrived and saw the accident and a guy jumped out of the car and ran away. So he saw the accident and he saw someone get out of the car and run away, but he didn't really get a good glimpse, according to what he said here. He didn't get a good glimpse as to who got out of the vehicle and ran away. So what we know about Braun Strowman is that he runs fast. And then obviously he's blind as a fucking bat. He can't see. Standing right there. He couldn't see who came out of the car and ran away. Don't even know why he's the Universal Champion at this point. He runs and he can't see. What else does he got going for him? Clearly nothing else. He's got no in-ring ability going for himself. Anyway, got to shit on Strowman. Got to throw a little dig at Strowman, clown. So Kayla Braxton interviewed Strowman. He said he called 911. Oh, he has a talent. He has a talent. He called 911. He said he hopes somebody catches the SOB who did this. Suddenly, police ran to the back of the PC, and there was Jeff Hardy. He was laying in a bunch of bushes. He gasped for breath, and police were asking if he was driving, and he said his head hurt. Yeah, my head hurts every fucking Monday when I gotta watch Raw, so I know how you feel. They asked if he had been drinking. Jamie Noble and Jason Jordan, good old Double J, was there. We seen him on SmackDown. It was the first time I think I've seen Jason Jordan and Chad Gable on the same show in many, many months. So that was nice to see. I loved American Alpha, man. Remember American Alpha? Remember American Alpha, what they did, man? Broke them up way too soon. They were part of that 2016 glorious era of SmackDown after the draft in 2016. Then WWE broke them up and they wanted to do Jason Jordan single. Don't know why. And then they teamed Chad Gable up with Shelton Benjamin. They took him out of one tag team that actually fit perfect to put him in another tag team that didn't work. I don't understand these people. So Jason Jordan was there. Jamie Noble was there. The police said he smelled of alcohol. They cuffed him, and they said they had to take him to the station and do a blood test. Hardy continued to gasp and cry out, I wasn't drinking. Renee said he appeared to be inebriated. You should be inebriated while you're watching Raw. It's the only way you'll get through it for 3 hours. They walked up to his rental car. Then he saw Elias being loaded into an ambulance. He cried out, Elias! Elias! Then he was loaded into the police car, and he was arrested. So they went back to Renee Young, who said Hardy was taken away by police for questioning while Elias was being taken to the local medical facility for evaluation. Several referees watched, and the ambulance drove away with the sirens blaring. And that was the open to SmackDown. I actually enjoyed this. I thought this was great. I thought this was unpredictable. I thought this was, SmackDown not starting off in the usual formulaic WWE way. So I can always appreciate that. WWE thinking outside the bubble to start a show. I can always appreciate that. Is it a low blow? Yes. Does it make sense for Jeff Hardy? No, it doesn't make sense for Jeff Hardy. The first thing that I thought about was, you just gave me vignette after vignette after vignette after vignette about this guy overcoming alcoholism, right? And overcoming his demons. And then you want to put him in a storyline where he is quote-unquote inebriated? Kind of going backwards if that's the case, WWE. So I didn't know what they had planned for the rest of the show. We'll get to the rest of the show, obviously, tonight on the podcast, but this is what I was thinking in the moment. You give me these 4 vignettes about his fucking redemption and overcoming his demons, and then you want to bring me his demons back to life in the opening 20 minutes of SmackDown, where he's got a bottle of alcohol in his rental car. Really didn't make much sense there, Bruce. Didn't make much sense there, so we'll get to what I think about it now, obviously towards the end of the show. All I seen on social media, people were crying out, these so-called journalists out there, geeks out there, complaining, oh, I don't know, man. They're bringing Jeff Hardy's history back into WWE story, man. Okay. And why must you be a pussy? Why must you be a snowflake when it comes to literally everything? Can we just accept certain things, please? And then people tell me I fucking complain. What would you rather have happen? Would you rather WWE start off the show in a very boring, formulaic way? Would you rather them not go outside the box and give you something different and fresh and exciting? Oh, I wouldn't say fresh, but this is something that they haven't done in a while. They've done this time and time and time again with several people over the past. It was different. It was different. I get it. I get it. It might be a sensitive subject. I get it. Jeff might not, be looked at in a good light by people doing an angle like this. His family might be upset. But people, I've said this time and time and time again. Jeff Hardy and Sheamus did not make sense in the opening round of this tournament. Jeff Hardy in this tournament didn't even make sense. He didn't even belong in this tournament. And why I say that is because you made a redemption storyline about him making one big final run at the top, and you want him to overcome everything and just be at the top of the mountain once again like he once was. The top of the mountain in WWE is not the fucking Intercontinental Championship. The top of the mountain is the Universal Championship on the show that he's associated with. So it didn't make sense. He should have never even been in the tournament to begin with. And we all know who's going to be the Universal Champion by the end of the year. Or I'm not even saying by the end of the year, probably by the end of SummerSlam. It's going to be The Fiend. It's going to be Bray Wyatt. Now, Bray Wyatt's not on TV now. He's not getting his title match at Backlash because Bray Wyatt and JoJo had just had their second child. So now we know why Bray Wyatt has not been given the green light for a Braun Strowman match at Backlash, or The Fiend, I should say, against Braun Strowman at Backlash. This is why we're getting Braun Strowman, The Miz, and Morrison for the Universal Championship at Backlash in a throwaway feud. So that gives Bray Wyatt some time to get back to TV, and they'll do it again at Extreme Rules. And then maybe we'll get Jeff Hardy going into SummerSlam, challenging for the Universal Championship against The Fiend. Now, the reason why I mention this is because I am very adamant about Jeff Hardy not being a part of this tournament. I was weeks ago. And now here we stand, and people are complaining about an alcohol storyline involving Jeff Hardy and him, and his demons kind of being a part of a storyline here, his real life being a part of a WWE storyline. It was going to be a part of a storyline anyway. So you might as well get it out of the way now. And from what I seen after the 2 hours of this show, at the end of the show, it wasn't even that big of a deal. It's going to be brought up anyway. When he goes one-on-one, inevitably with Bray Wyatt and The Fiend, and Jeff Hardy enters the Firefly Funhouse, what is the one thing that Bray Wyatt is going to expose on Jeff Hardy? What is the one thing that Bray Wyatt as The Fiend is going to uncover on Jeff Hardy of all people? What is Jeff Hardy's biggest fear? Himself. Why has he fucked up all of these years? Because he has obvious issues. He has demons that he's trying to overcome. Bray Wyatt is going to be the one guy. It fits into his character to expose all of those issues with Jeff Hardy. And you guys have a problem with this now. What are you going to do and what are you going to say when Bray Wyatt exposes the alcohol problems and the demons of Jeff Hardy? Are you going to sit there and take it and be a fucking hypocrite? Or are you going to sit there and enjoy it because it brings a real life element into the storyline for him to overcome? I didn't mind this. I thought this was excellent. I really did. I don't know why people are complaining about this. I've always been one to push the envelope. I've always been one to take something in their real life and make it into a storyline. And why are you guys surprised about WWE doing this type of storyline? I mean, wasn't CM Punk and Chris Jericho a part of a storyline where they brought CM Punk's real life issues about his family and his father being an alcoholic, and Jericho smashed a bottle of Jack Daniels over CM Punk's head? Or was it the other way around? Either way, that was brought up in storyline. And what about CM Punk and The Undertaker and them kind of rubbing The Undertaker the wrong way by kind of disrespecting the death of Paul Bearer when they had their match. The whole fucking thing was built on the death of Paul Bearer and them disgracing Paul Bearer. How many times did they bring the Usos' alcohol problems and the Usos' DUIs into the forefront during a promo? How many times did they bring that to light on SmackDown? I don't understand you. Now you're worried about fucking Jeff Hardy. Yes, it's overdone. Yes, they've done it before. But this is WWE. This is a company that will expose you, and this is a company that will take advantage of you to push their own storylines and their own agenda. They don't give a shit. So why are you so surprised that the company's doing this now with Jeff Hardy? It's the fucking WWE. It's Vince McMahon. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. So while I sit there not being surprised, you can sit there on social media and cry yourself into a fucking box of Kleenex. I don't give a shit. Cry all you want and fucking social justice all over social media. You're a fucking moron. Get over yourself. This was good TV. And don't you think Jeff Hardy gave clearance for them to go ahead and do this? If Jeff wasn't comfortable about this, and Jeff knew that this was going to be an issue, don't you think he would have backed away? Don't you think he gave clearance to WWE about this storyline? Don't you think Jeff wants to kind of get away from this and really redeem himself? He's going through a struggle. He's trying to get better. Why would he want to put himself back in this situation? He's strong enough to know and strong enough to tell WWE, I can go through with this as long as we don't overdo it. He probably gave clearance for them to do what they did tonight. So I don't know what the issue is here. Just calm down. Calm down and enjoy the difference of an opening on SmackDown. And don't you think SmackDown deserves a shot of momentum? Don't you think SmackDown needs a difference or a different feeling on Friday night? I actually appreciated the fact that they went ahead and did this. This is great. Now it kills two birds with one stone. You get Elias out of the tournament, which you all knew he wasn't going to beat AJ Styles anyway. It gets Jeff Hardy and Sheamus out of their match because that match didn't make any sense. Sheamus can't lose. Jeff Hardy can't lose. So I said this back before. Sheamus should have never even lost to Jeff Hardy. The match shouldn't even take place. It should have never even taken place. And then you're going to have Jeff Hardy against Daniel Bryan. It looks like whoever booked this tournament, they didn't look at who was in the tournament and they blindly just approved it to be on SmackDown. How are you going to have a semifinal of Jeff Hardy versus Daniel Bryan, go through with the first round of the entire tournament, get to tonight and realize, well, guys, I think we fucked up. Jeff Hardy should not be losing here. So I don't get the issue. I really don't understand the issue. Now they're both out of the tournament. Yeah, Sheamus lost, and Sheamus lost to Daniel Bryan tonight, but at least Jeff Hardy didn't suffer a loss, and Sheamus kind of looks like a badass and a dick for setting Jeff Hardy up in this alcohol situation, DUI situation on SmackDown. Calm down. I enjoyed it for what it was. I'm not taking it to be the end of the world here, and neither should you. Adam Pearce then addressed the wrestlers. Sheamus said Jeff Hardy relapsed. Sheamus, by the way, his quickness and his tone and his attitude when he's shitting on somebody verbally is fucking great. Can I just say that right now? I love it. I love when he bullies Michael Cole. I love when he bullies Michael Cole on SmackDown. It's great. It comes off very humorous to me. Sheamus said Hardy relapsed and he's a pathetic junkie. Styles says it's not rocket science. He should just advance to face Daniel Bryan. That's what I thought they were going to do. And then I realized, well, Fightful said that there was going to be a battle royal and Drew Gulak was in a battle royal. I'm like, this is where the battle royal is coming in. Bryan suggested that they face a different opponent to earn their way to the finals. Styles criticized Bryan for not accepting the free ride into the finals. He said he's known him for a long time and that's the dumbest thing he's ever said. He said he should get another chance. King Corbin then said he should get another chance. Styles says he's taking his bye and won't accept anything from anybody. Sheamus says that he liked Daniel Bryan's idea because Sheamus obviously wants another shot in the tournament. Sheamus says he'll face Corbin and Bryan in a triple threat match. Winner faces Styles in the finals. The other wrestlers then protested. Jey Uso came up front and said that Jimmy is hurt, but he wants in. I'm still here. I want an opportunity. And it's funny that it's coming from the two guys who already lost in the tournament. I'm right here. I want a shot. Dolph Ziggler says this isn't the tag team division. He says he's a 6-time Intercontinental Champion, and they've forgotten how damn good he is. Gable was there. He's back on TV. He said nobody forgot, and they also see him as an enormous jackass. Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, the Lucha House Party were all there. Pierce then gave Styles his free ride. Styles is like, great, I'm not fucking having anything to do with these guys. And then Daniel Bryan says he would face the winner of this Battle Royal later in the show. Then the finals will air in 2 weeks on SmackDown. Pierce said the Battle Royal is up next here on Fox. Everyone left, and Bryan and Styles were the only ones left standing there after all of this back and forth. And Styles says, you know, you really are an idiot. I thought this was great. I love the way everybody was bantering back and forth. And a lot of people were wondering, you know, JD, why did AJ Styles get a bye? Why did AJ Styles get a bye in this tournament? Why did Daniel Bryan opt to face somebody on his way to the finals? AJ Styles is a dick. AJ Styles is a heel. AJ Styles accepting whatever management is going to tell him wouldn't really be heel-like by AJ Styles. AJ Styles realizes that, well, if I only have to win 2 matches and this schmuck has to win 3 matches, I'm going to take the 2 matches. So he's in the finals. Why would he want to fight anybody else? Daniel Bryan already stated at the beginning of this tournament he's going to bring prestige back to the Intercontinental Championship, and he wants to fight every single week with Intercontinental Championship gold around his waist and defend that title. So clearly he's going to take the high road here, the babyface road. He wants to show everybody how he is going to be as Intercontinental Champion. That is that. It's not rocket science, folks. It's not that difficult to figure out. This was great. Drew Gulak was there. Chad Gable was there. Cesaro was there. Some good-looking guys on this show. Really great mid-card. And now they're adding Matt Riddle into this chaos. It should be fun. Hopefully WWE could do right by these guys. Battle Royal. 10-man Battle Royal. Dolph Ziggler, Sheamus, King Corbin, Jimmy Uso, Cesaro, Lince Dorado, Shinsuke Nakamura, Chad Gable, and Drew Gulak. That was the 10-man Battle Royal. So the big thing here was it came down to Sheamus and Jey Uso. Now, Chad Gable had a big part in this match. He got eliminated by Cesaro. Now, he got eliminated by Cesaro, but Cesaro was already eliminated. So Gable eliminated Cesaro, and then Cesaro came back in the ring because there was a big scuffle on the outside. Cesaro ran in, tore Shorty G over the top. I'm sorry. Cesaro ran in and tossed Chad Gable over the top rope illegally while the referees were all preoccupied with Nakamura trying to get back into the ring because he was eliminated, and Gable was the one who eliminated Nakamura with an overhead suplex over the top rope. So it came down to Sheamus and Gable, and that's what happened. Cesaro ran back in and eliminated Chad Gable with everybody occupied on the outside with Nakamura. Not one referee came in and seen what had happened. It actually was, it did not end up the same way. It actually ended up the same way, almost very similar to what happened to Bret Hart in the 1997, I want to say, Royal Rumble, where he was eliminated by Stone Cold Steve Austin after Austin had been eliminated by Bret, and Bret Hart eliminated, I believe, Vader and The Undertaker, which left him all by himself in the ring, and he had won the Royal Rumble, but the referees were too busy with fucking Mankind and Terry Funk on the outside to even realize what was going on. They were preoccupied with everybody else on the outside. Austin came in, snuck from behind everybody's back, dumped Bret Hart out of the ring. When the referees turned around and finally seen what was happening, Austin had won the Royal Rumble. One of the greatest Royal Rumble endings ever. It didn't really remind me of that, but it was very similar, so it made me think of that. So I thought this was great. So it came down to Sheamus and Jey Uso. Jey went for a kick. Sheamus caught his foot, shoved him into the ring post, and he landed a bro kick to knock Jey Uso, did Sheamus, to the floor, and that was it. Sheamus wins in 15 minutes, and all of this, convenient, right? All of this worked out for Sheamus. He set up Jeff Hardy, put the bottle of alcohol in the car. I'm sure we're going to find out when the hacker reveals the truth, because that's exactly what's going to happen. And it all conveniently worked out for Sheamus, right? He set up Jeff Hardy to take Jeff Hardy out of the tournament. He took Elias out of the tournament as a casualty, and it worked out for Sheamus to walk himself into the semifinals, which he should have really won anyway. He should have been in the semifinals anyway against Daniel Bryan. Other things that happened in this Battle Royal, we had a small tandem of Corbin and Ziggler, and they kind of were a little team during this thing, and then they kind of fell apart, and they kind of eliminated each other pretty much because they were preoccupied with each other, turning their backs on each other. So that was that. But it all came down to Sheamus and Jey Uso with Sheamus bro-kicking Jey to the floor, and that was it. Good stuff here. I'm not a big fan of Battle Royals, but this got the job done, and the first, I would say, 45 minutes of SmackDown were pretty damn good. Gotta give it a thumbs up. Cole said Styles has advanced to the finals with a bye, while Bryan will face Sheamus later on in the main event on SmackDown for the right to face AJ Styles in 2 weeks for the Intercontinental Championship. Sonya Deville warmed up backstage because, she's going to drop me whenever she sees me. So, she's warming up backstage. She's getting ready for me, of course. She said last week she beat one bleached blonde Barbie doll, and now Lacey is next. Put your hair up and square up, she says. So Lacey walked behind her and heard what she said. Then she shoved Sonya Deville down and said, "Come on, you nasty. See you in the ring." So you got Loser Evans versus Sonya Deville on SmackDown tonight. Before we got to that, Gable told Cesaro and Nakamura he can handle losing, but he doesn't like having an opportunity stolen from him. Cesaro said this is the big leagues, and he can't really think he'd be an IC champion. He said stepping into the ring with him would be a big mistake, so run along, little buddy. Gable knocked him down with a stiff forearm to the face, and then he said to Cesaro, "I accept your challenge." Lacey Evans versus Sonya Deville. Loser Evans versus Sonya Deville. Sorry. Typo. We got 6 minutes with this one. This was actually not that bad. This was actually not that bad at all. I enjoyed the physical nature of this. Sonya Deville, even though she wants to drop me, Sonya Deville is actually doing the best work of her main roster run right now. She looks it, she feels it, she just emanates it, and her physicality is right there. And I'm really liking what we're seeing from Sonya Deville so far. But she don't know that. She just wants to drop me. But Deville said she already beat Lacey, but she'll get another opportunity because she's blonde and pretty. Lacey said she'll happily be the blonde that shuts her up because Mandy couldn't do it, so here comes Lacey Evans. Sonya said if she asks for this match, she'll get it. Sonya walked out. Cole said she's been the talk of the sports entertainment world for the past couple of weeks, which is a flat-out lie. And for good and bad reasons. They showed Sonya Deville beating up Mandy Rose last week after a kick from behind. And Cole said this is definitely going to be used as a foundation to see who is next to face Bayley for her SmackDown Women's Championship. So Lacey taunted Sonya by putting her hair up in a ponytail, and then Sonya did the same thing. Sonya wiped her forehead. They were really going at it. Lacey trapped Sonya between the ring apron and the ring skirt and beat down on her. Sonya popped out from underneath the apron and speared Lacey down to the floor. The referee was counting both of them out. At one point, there was a table spot with Lacey Evans taking Sonya Deville and throwing her into the corner of the desk, rib cage first. That had to suck so badly. First of all, I thought it was the small of her back, but it ended up being her rib cage. She went right for her rib cage, and that did not look very pleasing whatsoever. So hopefully she is okay after that. But this one went to a double count out. I'm sure we'll see more of this next week. And it went 6 minutes. Nobody wins here. Sonya has gotten a lot better. Lacey did not look bad here. I actually prefer this Lacey more than any other Lacey. This Lacey was a little real. This Lacey kind of brought out her background a little bit. You know, they say she's a Marine, right? She served, and this was a no-nonsense brawl. So I did not mind this whatsoever. Now, I'm not going to become a Lacey Evans fan. I'm not praising Lacey Evans because of what happened this week with me. This was not bad at all. And I've been enjoying Sonya's work for the last 4 weeks. I think she's coming into her own. She's looking a little bit more legit. They're looking like they're placing Sonya in a situation where she could be looked at as a possible contender for that women's championship. Now, whether that is going to come off as good, I don't know yet. I don't think she's there as of yet. But, man, she's 26 years old. So when she is ready for that, I think everybody collectively will know when Sonya Deville is ready to move on to that next level. This was some good stuff here. Forgotten Sons aired a vignette. Jackson Riker, Steve Cutler, and Wesley Blake introduced each other. Blake says he used to be like all of them, but his brothers taught him not to turn the other cheek. He said their blood was on their hands, meaning us. Our blood was on their hands, so it's only fair now that their blood is on ours. Forgotten Sons, man. They're being set up for, obviously, the New Day, so we'll see what happens there. Hopefully WWE can really start fixing this tag team division. I know I'm talking to a brick wall when I say this. The tag team division is fucking dead. How are you going to have the Forgotten Sons in the New Day? What happens to the Forgotten Sons when they take the titles from the New Day, which absolutely should happen? What happens then? Who are they going to go up against then? You got the Lucha House Party and you got Miz and Morrison. Not really exactly what I call a division there, Bruce. Do better. We got a moment of bliss. We got everybody's favorite blonde. The Office's favorite blonde. It's not coming from me. She actually said it. The Iconics, the Moronics, the Idiotics said it on Monday night. I didn't say it. I'm just reiterating. I'm passing the message along over here, guys. The Office's favorite blonde, Alexa Bliss. So they had issues with the Moronics on Monday night, and they have to defend on all brands as women's tag team champions. They got to defend on all brands as women's tag team champions. Meanwhile, there's no tag teams across all three brands for them to defend those titles against. Ironic. It's ironic that you call yourself champions when you have absolutely no division to be champions in. It's amazing. How they get away with it, I don't know. Nikki said she was so excited. Lexa! Lexa, baby! Bliss told her to calm down. New Day then danced out. Graves took issue with everything regarding the New Day. Cole said Graves is a Grinch tonight on SmackDown. So Corey Graves pretty much acting like me, like I do every day. Nothing new there. Nikki said she has a present for them. She presented Big E with a box of Scottish pancakes. Man, Titus is now getting international in catering. Oh my goodness. Nikki Cross is now a chef for Titus Catering. She said she baked them herself. This is her mother's secret recipe. Unreal, man. Titus is a lucky man. He really is. Kofi said that they did not come empty-handed. So Big E pulls out coffee beans out of his trunks, dropped them into a coffee mug that was on the desk or the table in front of them. They poured water over the coffee beans. Big E then pulled out a wooden spoon out of his trunks as well. I would like to know what else he's got hiding in there. He stirred it and then licked the handle. I don't think that's part of the CDC rules and regulations there, E. You might have to go back and reread the regulations, bro. They gave her the mug and told her to take a sip. Bliss said, nah, I'll save it for later. Bliss asked if there were any tag teams that stand out to them as contenders in the division. I asked, what division? I asked, what teams? I don't know, man. Kind of a dumb question there, Bliss. I thought you were a little bit more intelligent than that. Nikki nervously, fidgeted with the coffee cup. She didn't know what to do with it because all the coffee beans came out of Big E's parts unknown. And Kofi brought up the Forgotten Sons. Of course he did. Because they're the only other heel tag team right now that isn't doing anything. Because you got Miz and Morrison tied up with fucking boring Strowman. So obviously he said that they are contenders for the tag team titles and we got to start taking them a little bit more seriously. Sasha Banks and Bayley interrupted. I must say, Sasha Banks' outfit was key. It was clutch. Some good stuff there. She wore a nice little tracksuit. She took off her top. Everybody got excited. Graves says he never thought he'd be so happy to hear Bayley's music. Bayley then told the PC trainees to shut up as they walked out. They entered the ring and Sasha threw her jacket at Bliss, which I loved. Nikki held Bliss back. Nikki congratulated Bayley on her win against Charlotte last week. Bayley said it was impressive because she is the most dominant SmackDown Women's Champion in history. She said Nikki should tell her partner Bliss how good she is. Bliss then just said, Bayley, I hear you talk, but every time you talk, I'm just trying to ignore you. So she was ignoring Bayley. She asked Sasha, well, I see the New Day with championships. We got championships. Bayley's got championships. And then she said, Sasha, where's your championship? So clearly she's being a little instigator here. So Bayley told her not to talk to her best friend that way. She called Alexa Bliss Charlotte 2, Charlotte 2.0 or Charlotte something along those lines. She said she is the leader of the women's division. Sasha said to put those tag team titles on the line. We actually put those titles on the map, and we'll do it again and take those titles from you. She said they would win them right back. Nikki told her to name a time and a place. Bayley said, sure, someday. But first, Sasha is going to beat her one-on-one, Alexa Bliss, right here, tonight, right now. Sasha was clearly not happy. Bayley just kind of doing to Sasha willingly without even asking Sasha what's going on. She's just booking Sasha's matches now. She's acting like Sasha's manager instead of her best friend. Sasha was not happy. She pointed at her high heel boots and said, are you kidding me? I can't wrestle in these. And then Bayley was seen yelling, I'll go back to the truck. I'll go back to the truck and get your wrestling shoes. Bliss then threw her jacket at Sasha, gave her a standing dropkick. Cole said Bayley just threw her friend to the wolves once again. So we got Sasha against Alexa. I didn't really care for this. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. The one thing that I really don't understand, honestly, and I get why they do it, I just don't believe in it. I really don't. I know Alexa Bliss is a tag team champion, and I know that WWE wants to make the champion look strong against the one that's not a champion. But man, oh man, I just can't believe Alexa's offense against someone like Sasha Banks, who we know is just far superior to Alexa Bliss in every single way. Why did Sasha Banks sell so much for Alexa Bliss? Alexa Bliss's offense in this match consisted of that knee flip thing that she does, that handstand, the knees that she does, right? Whatever the fuck she calls that. And a bunch of open-handed palm slaps. That was it. I don't even consider this a actual wrestling match. This was Alexa Bliss trying to overcompensate for a lack of ability against somebody who is much superior to her in that ring. And that's all we got for 7 minutes. Nothing really stood out to me here. Now, what was going to happen here? I didn't know where they were going to go. I figured that they would let Sasha Banks lose because, A, Alexa is half of the tag team champions, and B, Bayley kind of threw her into this position, and she wasn't even ready or prepared for a match against Alexa Bliss. So I would not have been surprised if Bayley threw Sasha to the wolves legitimately and Sasha lost. But in the end, Sasha won. Sasha ran Bayley ran to interfere because Alexa was about to do Twisted Bliss. Bayley ran to interfere. She jumped on the apron. Nikki and Bayley were actually on commentary. So Bayley tried to stop Lexi from doing Twisted Bliss. Nikki cut her off. Bayley shoved Nikki into Bliss as she was attempting Twisted Bliss. Sasha then gave her a running knee from behind. Sasha then did a springboard into a roll-up, which looked very nice for the 1, 2, 3, and she beat Alexa Bliss on SmackDown. Surprisingly, this is actually going to be the match next week. It's going to be Bayley and Sasha versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for the Tag Team Championships next week on SmackDown. I wonder if WWE is actually going to give the titles to Sasha and Bayley once again, because it looks like the Iconics are being split up, I think, just by what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing. And I would not. No way at all, not even if hell froze over, would want to see the Moronics as the SmackDown ladies, women's, whatever, WWE Tag Team Champions. No, I'm sorry. We can't have that happen. If that is the case, then you might as well just bury the titles and fucking extinguish them from existence. Because at that point, they already mean nothing. You might as well just take them at that point. If they're going to the Iconics, just take them and fucking throw them into a pit of fire. Seriously, Hellfire and Brimstone. Get Kane from Knox County and do Hellfire and Brimstone on the fucking titles. I'd actually pay for it to happen. They aired a recap of Angle. Actually, not Kurt. Well, we've seen Kurt Angle on the show. The Angle. Outside of the PC, they had some major updates on Jeff Hardy, and they said Elias is in stable condition at the medical facility that he was brought to after this car accident outside the PC. Cesaro with Shinsuke Nakamura versus Chad Gable, because I will not call him the other name, the slave name that WWE gave him, Chad Gable. Some good stuff here. Chad Gable actually came up with some blood on his teeth, and Cesaro is a stiff motherfucker, man. I love it. I think it's great. Nice to see Chad Gable back on the show. WWE, I'm thinking, has a great mid-card for the Intercontinental title on SmackDown. They could do a lot, but they just refuse to do so. Chad Gable here wins. He beats Cesaro. I'm surprised by this. Chad Gable beats Cesaro. Big victory. Cole called it a major victory and a big upset for Chad Gable here over Cesaro. And that was pretty much it. Went about 5 minutes. I could watch these guys go 20. And hopefully we get to see more of Chad Gable and Cesaro and Nakamura used properly, used in a prominent role in the mid-card on SmackDown. I think they got a great mid-card, and WWE should really be exploiting that and having fun with it. Because they're lucky to have these types of guys in the mid-card, and at the end of the day, they're not really doing anything with them. So let's start doing some stuff with them and get them on the show. They aired a segment with Otis and Mandy hanging out by the pool. I don't know if this was Otis's pool or Mandy's pool. Earlier in the day, Mandy said that she was having so much fun. Otis popped a bottle of peach champagne for his peach. Mandy said she's happy having alone time with Otis. Otis wanted into the pool, but Mandy wanted to rest and relax. They went to a dream sequence where Otis dipped his toe in the water and she admired him in a skimpy swimsuit. This I was actually surprised by. She got hot and bothered. She was fanning herself. She thought he was very sexy in this pose. She was biting her lower lip. Otis got out of the pool. She blew him a kiss. He tore off his shirt like Hulk Hogan. She bit into an apple. They started making out in this dream sequence. She squirted suntan lotion out of the bottle as if, making a sexual reference. Otis actually woke her up as he hit a cannonball, diving into the pool. Water splashes all over Mandy Rose, and he apologized for getting her wet. So she said it's okay because it was an amazing dream. Otis welcomed her into the pool, and they began to make out for real. He had lipstick all over his lips. She said, "Oh yeah," at the end of the kiss, and they started making out again. The whole dream sequence was a reality here for Otis. So there you go, man. He's got the girl. Now, how soon do we start building the breakup angle? And how soon do we start booking Otis to be screwed by Mandy in the Money in the Bank cash-in? That's what I want to know. Kurt Angle addressed the camera and said he used to run SmackDown, when it was good. Not this current SmackDown, when it was good. Not this current SmackDown, the time and day and age when SmackDown was good. Talked about various top stars from the past and said he's excited to see what the Edge and Randy Orton match is going to give us at Backlash, because it's going to be the greatest match, the greatest wrestling match of all time, right? The greatest wrestling match ever, said nobody but Edge and Randy Orton. Edge and Randy Orton are going to have the worst wrestling match of all time. I would love for them to explain how they're going to have the greatest wrestling match of all time in front of 25 PC NXT talent. I don't know how you can have the greatest wrestling match ever in front of no audience. When WWE and AEW and everybody knows that the lifeblood of these shows are the fans. But it's a rib. I want to see them stink up the show, and I will be here waiting with open arms to shit all over it. Angle introduced the newest superstar to SmackDown, Matt Riddle. He said he's got to know him on NXT on Wednesday. He actually refereed his match against Timothy Thatcher in the pit fight. The pit fight, whatever the fuck they called it. Video package out on Matt Riddle. He introduced himself. He said it's ironic that his last name is Riddle because he's a tough dude to figure out, bro. He says he's pretty chill. He can go from bro down to throw down all the way to Flavor Town. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the one taking a trip to Flavor Town when Nia Jax is on the show. Bro down to throw down. It's Nia Jax's birthday, by the way. I didn't mean to reference Nia Jax here, but, when Nia Jax is on, I always flip to the Food Network because I got to watch my boy Guy Fieri, But it's Nia Jax's birthday, man. It's Nia Jax's birthday. Happy birthday, Nia Jax. Your in-ring ability sucks, and those are the facts. I got carried away there, bro. Man. We're supposed to be talking about our bro, Matt Riddle, over here. So, bro down to throw down in a flip of a switch. Oh, it's just that easy to change your channel when Monday Night Raw's on, I mean, I'm the master at that, bro. Highlights out of his NXT matches, he says he's done it all without wearing shoes. shoes. Couple of things here, man. A couple of concerns. Number one, how long before WWE and Vince McMahon just shorten his name to Riddle? How long before WWE scripts him in a promo to say, riddle me this, bro? How long before Vince McMahon actually puts Matt Riddle in shoes on SmackDown? Maybe Matt Riddle's the fucking hacker. I don't know. Imagine that. WWE brings Matt Riddle to SmackDown to make him the SmackDown hacker. Bro. This is going to be a disaster waiting to happen. I'm just letting you know right now. I don't want it. I don't want it. But please give me one reference in which I should trust these fucking people with any NXT talent that they brought up from NXT. I'm waiting. We'll be here all night. Kayla was backstage. They said they were looking forward to Riddle's arrival. Sheamus walked up and says that she's talking about Hardy for weeks, and now you're going to be hyping up Matt Riddle. He says he doesn't need hype because he produces results. He said the IC title is the one title he's never won in WWE, so he won't let Bryan stand in his way. He said he is on his way to becoming the Ultimate Grand Slam champion. Bryan walked up to him. Kayla left. Sheamus asked if he has something to say. Bryan kicked Sheamus in the shin. You dirty bastard, he yelled. You'll pay for that. And then we got our match in the main event. Sheamus and Daniel Bryan, main event, Intercontinental title, semifinal. Winner of this goes on to fight AJ Styles in 2 weeks on SmackDown. This was a rematch of sorts from their WrestleMania match where the Yes Movement was created, and he beat him in 18 seconds at WrestleMania. Graves says that kind of talk might inspire Daniel Bryan, because you know Sheamus was talking shit about the 18 seconds, right? So Sheamus landed an Irish Curse backbreaker. Bryan fought back a couple of minutes later with forearms and then snapping Sheamus' neck over the top rope. Sheamus knocked Bryan off balance on the top rope. Sheamus went for a superplex, but Bryan blocked it, and then he landed a top rope drop kick. Bryan kicked away at Sheamus' chest. Sheamus came back with white noise for a near fall. Bryan sent Sheamus into the middle turnbuckle with a drop toe hold. He then landed a running drop kick on Sheamus. Sheamus knocked Bryan over with the double axe handle blow to the head. Better be careful. As Bryan charged at him again, Sheamus set up the bro kick. Jeff Hardy came out and walked out to ringside, I guess. He made bail. They took him into the police station. I'd love to know how the fuck he got back. Did he Uber? Did he walk? Did he jog? Did he teleport? Did he have Matt fucking teleport him from unknown dimensions into SmackDown? How did he get to SmackDown? That's what we don't know. But apparently he was there. And everybody crying that, they're bringing the alcoholism back, man. I don't think they were crying after they seen Jeff Hardy back on SmackDown in the main event. Jeff Hardy walked out to ringside. Sheamus was distracted. Bryan caught him with a running high knee for the 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Jeff Hardy got in the ring. He attacked Sheamus. Sheamus fled. Graves wondered why Hardy did that. What's going on? Asked Michael Cole. They showed the tournament brackets again. Graves says he's sure there's a reason, and they have to find out. Hardy applauded, and the show went off the air. So, folks, what did we learn here? Everybody on social media is a fucking crybaby. Me included, because I'm always ranting and raving about something, but that's my Twitter page. I can rant and rave about fucking WWE creative all I want. Stop being snowflakes, man. Stop being snowflakes. What happened to the alcoholism? Right? Well, why are you so unhappy about the alcoholism being brought into a storyline on SmackDown? Clearly, Jeff was not drunk because he showed up on SmackDown and went right after Sheamus. Now, we didn't see Sheamus at the scene of the crime. Jeff Hardy went after Sheamus, and apparently, just by that action alone, he's blaming Sheamus for what happened. Jeff Hardy was a little awake to see that Sheamus was the one who set him up. So that's why he came and attacked Sheamus. So they left you with a cliffhanger at the end of the show, and Jeff Hardy is going to reveal next week that Sheamus set him up, or the SmackDown hacker may show up next week, and they may have him reveal that, Sheamus was doing dirty deeds backstage, and he set everything up, and he's going to show how the rental car came to be, and how, Sheamus put the bottle of alcohol in the car, and how Sheamus dragged Jeff Hardy into the fucking bushes behind the Performance Center. I'm sure all this will be uncovered on SmackDown next week or in the coming weeks. So why complain? Take everything that I mentioned in the beginning of the show, apply it, use it, study it, and then we'll worry about it next week. Could I be wrong? Of course I could be wrong. Am I wrong? No. That's why I'm the IWC Messiah, motherfucker. That's why you're here. Believe me. Follow me, my sons is real. I don't speak bullshit, okay? Don't worry about this. This is WWE we're talking about. Now you're upset. Of all things, now you're upset about Jeff Hardy's alcoholism and his demons coming back into a storyline on SmackDown. The storyline lasted 1 hour and 40 minutes. Because clearly he attacked Sheamus, and Sheamus is the culprit for this little incident that happened at the beginning of the hour at 8 o'clock. Don't worry about it. Now we got the finals that we should have got. Styles was right. This is the finals that we wanted anyway. So why not? Why not? WWE are a bunch of creative idiots. They booked this tournament without realizing, guys, I think we fucked up here. This doesn't make any sense. Sheamus can't lose. Jeff Hardy can't lose. Now we got Sheamus with a loss. We didn't really want that to happen. Now we got Jeff Hardy in a match with Daniel Bryan. Well, we can't have Jeff Hardy lose. Give me a break. And then they realized the redemption. You're building a storyline of redemption to come back and have him win the IC title? What kind of fucking redemption is that? The IC title's fucking garbage. It's dead. Hasn't been prestigious in years. Jeff Hardy wants to come back and win that title instead of going for the Universal title. Good luck selling that story. Good luck making that one make sense. Jeff Hardy did not even belong in the tournament. WWE actively, no matter how low blow it was, no matter how foolish it was to you, no matter how hurtful it was to you, no matter how it looked to you in regards to Jeff Hardy and them doing bad on Jeff Hardy, they got Jeff Hardy and Sheamus out of the tournament. Now we got the final that we want. We'll worry about it next week. Don't worry about it. Guys, I'm getting out of here. If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed my takes, if you enjoyed my comedy, if you enjoyed anything on this show, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. If you guys want to see more content, Off the Script went live earlier this afternoon around 3 p.m. Go and check it out. 2 hours of audio should take you right into the early morning hours, man. If you're bored, fall asleep to good old JD. I got you covered. And I will be back tomorrow with part 2 of OTS, man. Lots of news to go over as well on part 2. So join me then at 5 p.m. Should be a good one. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications. And Patreon, patreon.com/JDfromNY206. Happy birthday, Nia Jax. Your in-ring ability sucks, and those are the facts. She's not like most girls. When I see her in the ring, which is never, I want to hurl. See you guys later. I take tips, too, please. A couple of donations will be nice for my singing ability. See you guys later.